That is just the biggest turn on. That's the most ecstatic thing when you look at that, the opening up. You know, it just really, that vibrancy, that red, that openness, that's where we all want to be, don't we? I got these beautiful flowers for Valentine's Day, and one of the things about flowers is they die. And that always makes me feel a little bit sad, because it's like the dying of the love or of the event, or, you know, I remember that from my mum's funeral. It's like flowers, it was, you know, it was a really hard thing when those flowers died. And what do you do with them? And then you have to throw them out, and it reminds you of this cycle of death that happens. And it really hit me quite profoundly when my mother died, and that was when I was 21, so a long time ago, 22 years ago. And since then I love flowers, but there is always this kind of mourning that happens when the beauty of them dies. For Valentine's Day, I got these beautiful flowers. I also got an orchid, which is a living plant, and also some living roses, which I love. That's one of my favourite things, is the living plants with the flowers, because they keep going on. But with these roses, instead of just letting them die and leaving them, what I'm doing is taking off the petals and pushing them to dry. And then what I'll do is put them in a nice bowl and add some rose essential oil and have them as a beautiful reminder of that love that is all around us. You know, the love that the red rose signifies, the beautiful velvety petal and the amazing colour that these flowers give. And they are the flower of love, and you know, connecting into that love within us is such an important thing, and the rose oil helps us to remember that love and open our heart to the love that is in us all the time and all around us. So, you know, we can transform things, can't we? We can take a bad situation, the dying flower, and turn it into something beautiful. And this is what I'm working with in my life, in my work, you know, with my mentorship group, with my membership, with my own personal journey. How can I transform situations? How can I use this alchemy to turn something into something beautiful when it may not look beautiful in that moment? Because life can be hard. You know, the wind is howling around us, the wind of change, whoa, rushing everything up. It brings everything to the surface, doesn't it, that wind? Makes us feel slightly unsettled. But it's in that moving through, it's in that change. It's when the cards all get thrown up in the air, you can go, hang on, what do I actually want? What do I need in my life? What is important? And how can I look to transform things that maybe are a little bit sticky, maybe aren't working so well? How can I transform that and turn that into gold? And I'm seeing that on my mentorship. It's a 12-week program, and it's so beautiful. We're in week 7. Seeing the transformation, seeing those emotions, the things that stick us in certain areas, being turned around through practice, through plants, through meditation, through sound, through all these beautiful tools that we have at our disposals that I'm guiding people on, and that I'm using myself. You know, what I teach and what I live is, it all comes from the same place. It's from that constant growth and learning and trying my best to be the best person I can be. And I don't always succeed, no one does. And that's okay too, because that's part of the journey. That's part of the process. It's part of the dying of the old, you know. Rose is dying, so what are we going to do? We're going to transform it into something beautiful. When I was pulling off the rose and I took it off that way and I opened it up into the beautiful center, I mean, look at that. It's just so magical. And what I'm doing myself is looking for the magic in every moment. Even when there's pain and there's grief and there's sorrow, what is the magic that I can take from it? What is the lesson? And one of the things recently I've started doing is painting and drawing. And this has been such a beautiful process for me to filter my emotions, to filter my feelings, to be able to transform them into something that I can look at that I like. It's that expression, it's getting it out and moving it, shifting it. This week on the membership on Friday, we're doing a talk on the gut and how we can transform the gut, which is a really important subject. So that's going to be great. So if you want to know more about the membership, do check out my website. Click on the membership tab under juliettebryant.com so you can have a look how you can join that talk this Friday at 7:30. So we're doing loads of exciting things here. We're transforming our house. You know, every time we're always trying to make it better. You know, it's very easy, isn't it, to get stuck. We can get stuck in our home, in our relationships, and what's so important is that we shift that energy. We use that power of alchemy, the power of transformation, to turn those worst bits, the problem things, into the gold, into the beauty. Turn the heartache into the love, ever expanding. Turn the darkness into light. It's so important that we do these things. So we've got a really lovely gathering coming up on the 20th of March, Spring Equinox gathering. We're going to be celebrating that light coming in sunny Suffolk, in a place called Stradishall in our home. So I hope you can come. We're going to be doing singing, yoga, movement, foraging, cacao, loads of great stuff. Mushrooms, not the psychedelic type. And it's going to be a beautiful gathering. So you can find details of that on my website, juliettebryant.com. In the planning is also a Wild Woman Retreat Day in Suffolk, which is going to be in March, just finalising the date, but probably the 12th of March. And that's going to be a beautiful dive into the rose, into our hearts, into awakening that wild woman, awakening the divine feminine within us. So I can't wait for that. So check out my website for more details on that. And in May, we are going to do the Wild Woman Retreat, 3 days in Glastonbury, May 6th through the 9th. Early bird is open at the moment until the end of next week, so do have a look on the website for details about that. That is going to be epic. We did one in December and it was off the Richter scale, so this one is going to be even more special. Beltane special for celebrating the light, that fire. We're going to have a beautiful Beltane fire, and that's going to be really amazing. So do check out those things. But really, I think the message from this is about stepping into that transformation energy, stepping into that power of shifting the dying into the new life, the new creation, shifting the darkness into the light, shifting the sticky, icky bits into that beautiful growth and that new life. And if you'd like to work with me one-to-one on my mentorship, or are interested in joining the next mentorship program, then do message me, where I will guide you on this beautiful, powerful process of transformation, where we can transform the lead into the gold. Thank you all. Lovely to be with you, and I hope that you allow the wind to clear and shift things in your life. Lots of love.